Good morning, students. So, I hope you have revised well what we have already done in the chapter acid, bases and salts. And this chapter is very important because this will form a base for higher classes. If you do it nicely, if you know how to write reactions, you'll be very comfortable when you come to higher classes, how to write the equation, what is valency and all that. So we already discussed about the indicators and we discussed about what is the color change in indicators and phenolphthalein, methyl orange. Then we talked about olfactory indicators which have a change in their smell that we have already done. So today what we are going to do is we are going to see how these acid and bases they react with different things, like how they react with metal, how they react with non-metal, how they react with oxides, like that. So we will just perform an activity to see how any metal will react when treated with a mineral acid, right? So if I take, say we take a round bottom flask and in that you put a funnel, we say thistle funnel. So we take a round bottom flask, in that we put a thistle funnel. So you have zinc granules here and you have a delivery tube here to collect the gas. So if you pour acid from here, say we pour dilute HCl, so these zinc granules you will see will react with this acid and you will see some bubble of gases coming. If you burn it here with a splinter, you will see that the gas burns with a blue flame and you will hear a pop sound. Puck, puck, as this sound like this you will hear. Pop sound. You can also see this in the lab. It can also be done in a test tube. You take a test tube, put zinc granules and pour into that acids. You will see some gas comes out. If you bring a matchstick above it, you will see the matchstick will give that pop sound to you. So that means what? Any metal when treated with any mineral acid, that is strong acid, will give a gas. Now we have to see what is that gas, right? So we will just see the reaction that takes place when a metal reacts with a acid. So zinc granules when react with HCl, this is dilute HCl, will give you, see, this is the positive part, this is the negative part and this is metal. Metal will react, metals are positive, it will react with negative part. Zinc chloride. Why ZnCl2? It's because zinc has valency 2, chloride has valency 1. And then hydrogen cannot be H. It will always, the stable form will be H2. So it is H2 gas. This H2 gas gives you pop sound and burns with blue flame. So let's try any other reaction of metal with acid and let's see what happens. So we will just write few more examples. Mg plus H2SO4. Let's write so many examples. Plus zinc and H2SO4. Then you can also write sodium plus acetic acid. Let's see what is the product. And meanwhile, while we write the product, we are also going to balance all these reactions, right? So we will practice balancing also along with it. So Mg plus SO4. MgSO4. The valency is -2 plus 2. Perfectly fine. And hydrogen gas. Gas is shown by this arrow. 1 Mg, 1 Mg, 1 SO4, 1 SO4 and H2, H2. So again you are getting hydrogen gas. Coming to zinc. Zinc here was reacting with hydrochloric acid. Here we have taken sulfuric acid. ZnSO4 plus H2. Okay. Now in this case, you can see this is a very weak acid, but you have again hydrogen ion. So this metal will take place of this again this hydrogen H2, this sodium. Now this group is known as acetate, so we'll write it as sodium acetate, right? So all the three cases, what we find common is that all the metals, when they react with acids, they give you salt and hydrogen gas. That is what we see in all these cases. So any metal, when reacts, so we can generalize the reaction. Any metal when reacts with acid will give you, all these are salt. Salt means not only the common salt what we eat. Salt refers to anything which has positive and negative radicals and they are equal. So salt plus hydrogen gas. So these are general rules. So any metal now you come across is reacting with any acid. What products you are going to form? You are going to form salt written as per the valency and hydrogen gas. So that would be the case. Now coming to the second one, that is the second reaction. But before we proceed on to this, we wanted to know whether all the things that contain hydrogen, are they acids? So we just wanted to know that, are all the hydrogen containing compounds acids? So we will just perform an experiment. So we will just try it with ethanol and we will try it with some acid. Take in 2 beakers and then make a dilute solution, and then you can connect a bulb just to check out whether the ions are there or not. So what you will find, that in case of ethanol, although you can see hydrogen, but this hydrogen is not getting converted to ion. So that means what? In the acids, what is very important is, in the acid, this hydrogen can be ionized like this. And that is the most important thing about any acids. Any acid which can give hydrogen ion in solution will be treated as acid. So that is the common definition. So all the compounds which contain hydrogen need not be necessarily acids, right? They can be some other compound, they can be covalent compound, their bond cannot break. So acids we will assume has hydrogen ion, but that hydrogen ion will become a ion when it goes into the solution. So that is the difference between a acid and any other hydrogen containing compound. So now we will just see the second category of reaction. The first we saw was a reaction of any metal with acid. The second we will just write any metal carbonate or hydrogen carbonate reaction with acid. So we will just write these reactions just in order to see how they react. Now take any carbonate salt, sodium carbonate and HCl. Now the common rule, any carbonate salt will default always release carbon dioxide. That means first thing, this is positive, this is negative, salt. So you will make a salt, NaCl, plus the extra oxygen will go with water, plus this will give you carbon dioxide. So you will have salt plus water plus CO2. We will just check out whether they are balanced. It is 2 sodium, it is 1 sodium. So we will write 2 here. 1 carbon, 1 carbon. Oxygen is 3 here. And here oxygen is 2 plus 1, 3. But hydrogen is 2 and chlorine also 2. So we will just write 2 here. Is it alright? So that means what? Any carbonate salt when treated with acid will give you water vapor and will give you carbon dioxide. So we will, in accordance to this rule, we will just write few more equations and we will also practice how hydrogen carbonate is going to react. So let's see hydrogen carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate plus HCl. Okay. Sodium and chloride. Again, this is a salt. The positive part is sodium, isn't it? Sodium and chloride. So again, it will give you NaCl. Plus, I told you the rule, the extra hydrogen and water, oxygen will come out as water plus carbon dioxide. Just the products are absolutely the same. So what is the difference in that? The difference is we have to check whether it is balanced or not. So one sodium, one hydrogen, one hydrogen. So two hydrogen, three carbon, oxygen, 1 and 2, 3 oxygen, hydrogen is 2, 2. So that means it is already balanced. So that means what? We can generalize the rule that any carbonate salt or hydrogen carbonate, any carbonate or hydrogen carbonate salt, when it will be treated with acid, will give you salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Right? So I have done these two examples for you. So what we are going to do next? I will write and wait for you to do it for 5 minutes, and then you can cross check with me whether you have written correctly or not. So we will just practice few more examples of carbonates and hydrogen carbonates. So we'll just check out. Okay, so we will write few more examples. So let's see. I'll give you a few examples of calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate plus H2SO4. Okay. So we can also write calcium hydrogen carbonate plus say H2SO4. Okay. So we'll just complete this. Okay. Calcium carbonate HCl. So you can give it a try. This is a metallic cation and this is an answer with salt, calcium sulfate. Right? Calcium sulfate. Sulfate has -2 valency. Calcium +2. No issues. Plus H2O plus CO2. Calcium hydrogen carbonate again, and this is H2SO4. So it will become CaSO4 plus H2O plus CO2. You can cross check whether it is balanced or not. So the product will more or less always be the same. It is going to give you salt, H2O and CO2. That's a general rule. So you can write like this. One thing which is very important in this, there is a test which is very important. We will just write test for carbon dioxide gas. But before we know what carbon dioxide gas, how it reacts, you should know three things. The formula for what we call this is known as slaked lime. What we call it as? Slaked lime. CaO, what we call it as? We call it as quicklime. And I hope you know the name for CaCO3. We call it as limestone. So, if I take slaked lime solution, so CaOH whole 2, and you pass into this carbon dioxide. So we also say this as lime water. What do we say it as? This suspension of slaked lime is also known as lime water. Suspension of slaked lime is known as lime water. We have dissolved it in water. When treated with this is going to give you CaCO3. Right? So calcium carbonate is a white precipitate. So you will say lime water on passing CO2 turns white. We say milky. So lime water turns milky. But if you continue passing carbon dioxide, this is going to make calcium hydrogen carbonate, and this is again colorless. So we say the milkiness disappears. So that means what? This is a very good test for carbon dioxide. Anywhere you find that the carbon dioxide gas is coming and you want to check, you want to make sure that it is carbon dioxide only. What can we do? We can pass it through suspension of slaked lime. Suspension of slaked lime is also known as lime water. As you will pass on CO2, what will happen? It will turn lime water milky for some time. Because why sometime only? If you keep on passing the carbon dioxide again and again, you will see that the lime water again becomes colorless because of the formation of calcium hydrogen carbonate. So this is a very important test regarding the test of carbon dioxide gas, and in this we use the property of carbonates and hydrogen carbonates, so that we have used. So you can write it as a general rule: any metal, when metal carbonate reacts with acid, it will give you salt plus H2O plus CO2. So that we can write. Then next we will write third reaction with metal oxides. Metal oxides when react with acids. Now we say metal oxide. Now one thing which is very important and you should keep in mind, all the metals are electropositive in nature. So when they make oxides, the oxide will be basic in nature. Why? Because these metallic oxides when dissolved in water will make you a base. Like NaO, sodium oxide, when dissolved in water makes you NaOH, which is a very strong base. Calcium oxide, when dissolved in water becomes CaOH whole 2, again a base. Magnesium hydroxide, again a base. So they are all basic in nature, right? They will always turn red litmus blue. So that means what? These oxides are basic in nature. So let's react. Some examples we will write. So say calcium oxide, quicklime, reacts with HCl. This is a basic oxide and this is acidic in nature. So they will react, minus part, this is positive part. Calcium and chloride ka salt, so it will become CaCl2. Why CaCl2? Calcium has a valency 2 and chloride has a valency 1. So calcium chloride plus 1 oxygen and 2 what? H2. That means as a general rule, any metal oxide will react with acid to give you salt and water. Okay, so that means you have learned 3 reactions. You have learned any metal reacting with acid to give you hydrogen gas. You learned about how carbonates and hydrogen carbonates, they react with acid. You will always get carbon dioxide, water and salt. Then third, you came across metallic oxides, which are basic oxides, how they react with acid. When they react with acid, you will always get salt and water, because we know acid plus base is always neutralized, salt and water. So same way, this is metal oxide, basic, this is acid, you get salt and water. I am giving you 2-3 examples. You give it a try. If you are not able to do, we will again do it in the next video. That would be your homework. Next video we will do it and then we will move forward. Very few reactions more to go. So we will just read about in the next class, right? So I'm just giving you few examples to write on your own. You will just complete these reactions and balance them also. Okay. So, okay, you will just write zinc oxide plus H2SO4, and then you will write NaHCO3 plus HCl. You have to complete and balance. 1, 2. You also write third is magnesium plus H2SO4. Fourth one, you will be writing silver plus H2SO4. All 4 reactions you complete, so that we can start on in the next lecture from the next series of reactions. So just be sure about what you learn one day and then keep practicing all the reactions, because your syllabus is not vast, but whatever you are studying are the basics of chemistry. So if you are not thorough with it, you will find it very difficult in the higher classes. So thank you. Just practice all these equations.